as for me, I wasn't that fierce a flare that my intensity could not be tamed. A spark does, after all, get extinguished. In 1997, my grandmother's book was published in Urdu. She asked me if I would translate it because she suddenly realized English would have a wider audience, and she had written it in Urdu. I was leaving for the US to make a life for myself, and while I was preparing to leave and getting my tickets and all organized, one day these 8 audio tapes were handed to me, and I was like, she got her friend to read the entire book onto these tapes so that I could translate it. So the tapes traveled with me. They went to the US. From there I came to Dubai and settled down. About 3 years back, I thought, okay, I should really do something about these tapes, and my dad suggested that I get somebody here in Dubai who can read the Urdu book and I transcribe it, on my computer. So that's what I did, and then of course I started cleaning it out and doing the English translation. It was so amazing to understand that she takes you back in the book to when her mother got married, and her mother was, I think, 14 when she got married. So you start somewhere in the late, early 1900s. Basically, how she got involved in Urdu news reading was that and this is an excerpt from the book, around 1938, a radio station was set up in Lucknow. Everyone was extremely interested. Shows for women and children were also being broadcast, which used to be hosted by women. I also received a letter from the director in which he politely suggested I should come to the station with my relative to take part in a discussion. So she starts doing these shows on Lucknow radio, and when things between her husband and her are getting a little turbulent, she writes to the BBC, which was at that time the BBC because 1947, only after that it became AIR. She sends in an application for a news announcer, and it gets accepted. I mean, to me, in this whole thing, it's her claiming back her own identity, which I thought was very important. And then if there are problems in a marriage, you'll go back to your parents. But she doesn't do that. She just decides to use whatever skills she has to find a job and support herself.